Welcome back. This is the second in the series, a little bit more advanced. My name is Brian Knight from Melbourne, Australia. And in this tutorial, what I'd like to do is help you understand how to set up the charts for the quickfire method and also for Pips Hailer or stacking or whatever you want to call it. There are basic components that you need to have on the chart so that you can actually make the decisions. Now, I'm not talking about having the harmonic scanner on. We'll do another video for that, particularly just for PC. And a good friend of mine is going to do the setup for harmonic scanner on a Mac. So let's start in here. So what we're really doing is, if you watched the last video I did, we've actually made the chart less messy so it's easy to see. Whether it's different currencies that we've got here. So let's now look at what components would be good, and then saving that as a template. Now, some of the parts that we're going to put on are part of MT4 standard, and some that we've actually got from other locations. So we'll need to talk about where you might be able to get those, or we'll put that in under the video, maybe in files or something for you to access. So first things first, when you're wanting to, let's actually go, we'll look here. This is where the MT4 is actually set up on a chart, and that's just, we'll go into that later. But if you've got a pattern that comes in and you need to actually act on it, as far as it, you need to actually make a decision, all you really want to do is go to a chart and be able to put on a trade, assess, and then when you're ready to put a trade on either a buy or sell immediately. And then there are a couple of other components. But if you can do that, it creates quite a stress-free environment to be able to trade in. And this is what I found anyway. I'm only sharing what I think, for me, has allowed me to be able to have positive results and some really good outcomes. So look, RSI's down there. You can put other indicators if you want. We've got the chart looking the way it is. The first thing that we would put on probably is to put on some Bollinger waves. It doesn't have to be first, but let's do that. So we go to indicators. There's a couple of ways of doing it actually. We can go to indicators and onto trend and hit Bollinger waves. If we double click, it'll come up here. Normally, if you've got a number 50, it doesn't matter. I keep it a green and I go into the second one there so it's a little thicker, easier to see. Period 50. And we start out with 2. And apply is the close. So we have different options, but if we do close. So if we start to put that on now, bang. There's a set of Bollinger waves at the moment. This is the middle, and these are the first outside two. So we might just make that a little bigger, a little smaller. There we go. So you can see the patterns, and that the actual trading tends to bump inside these waves. But we'll see. Another way to do it would be to go insert indicators, hit Bollinger, and then you can bring it up here. It will save it. So let's just do a 2.5. Then what we're going to do is insert indicator Bollinger bands, and we're going to do a 3. Then we're also going to insert and do another one. It's just layering them on. 3.5. I think it's worthwhile you seeing how this works. And the next one is a 4. Now, Christopher Terry's suggesting 4. So the way that these Bollinger Bands work, and I think Andrew Flanagan is give the credit for. I love his analogy, and whether he's got it from somewhere else, I'm not sure, but I'd like to repeat it. Is that the actual currency pairs? This middle line for a child is home. That's home, safe, home, inside. Between this middle and the first band out there is like the backyard or the yard or the playing area or whatever you want to call it. and out into the bands. The further you go out into the bands, you go into the woods or the forest. So you can see the currency pair up here. It was in home, it went out, dropped out of home because it went to play. It went into the woods and it went, oh, a bit scary, and it came out of it, back towards home into the play area, out, then back again, out, back towards it, no, and then across to the other side, out into it, bounce back in again to the middle, out again. So it's one of the indicators. And also too, if you look at this RSI down here, if you look at where this went out of the forest, this was also high above the 70. Yeah, and where it also went down here, it went down here closer to the 30. So it's also wanting to be in the middle. So that's Bollinger Bands that we've put on. The other thing that you need to have on there, and if you haven't already, is you just right click and put one-click trading. And what this will do, will put a either sell or buy ability for you to click on one or the other and to set up your lot size in the middle. Please, when you do this, make sure your lot size is appropriate for what you want to do on any trading to start with. So if it's 0.02 or 0.01, whatever you want to do. Now sometimes this won't pop up, and there'll be a window pop up in the middle here that'll say, do you want to give approval, or will you agree to do one-click trading? And if you click it, then you can right click and do this one click. So that takes it off. If you do that, this will put it back on again. Also too, if you have gone past this and you didn't allow it to happen or something, if you go to Tools and Options and then you go to Trade, down here is a little box here that you can click one-click trading, and it will allow you to do that as well. Okay, so there's another place. So here we are, we've set the chart up, RSI, we've got the Bollinger Bands, we've got the one-click trading. What we want now is, if you're using what's called the, down here, if we go down, if you're using the Exit Manager, what you do is double click. Now you can only have one Expert Advisor, which the Exit Manager is on. You would set this up to what parameters you want. I mean, and you probably watch Michelangelo Martin in relation to it. But if we're talking quick fire, and we have that set up to a, for example, a 15-minute chart, and you might, whatever you want to trial, say for example 5 pips, make this above being 0, trailing stop, take it out, make that 0, lots to close is 1. Now, a point about that being 0.1 is, you see my lot size, if I'm going to trade, is 0.02. So if you put any number in here, the trading amount needs to be higher than whatever you're going to close. Then because you're going to be, if you're on an M15, you want to go, the fractal time frame is there, and then you would put that to true, and then if we're doing quick, we might bring that down to 3 pip gap. So that's sort of a quick fire, and that might be, we might actually get that adjusted, but that's sort of what you can do. And you can just, if you wanted to, you could actually save that as a set. So you give it a name and you can actually save it. So at the moment I've already got one, so I just would go OK. And because we've got auto trading, the green on here, the Exit Manager, it has a smiley face up there, so it means it's active. Okay. Now, if it's going to be quick fire, I'd put it onto a 15, an M15. And you can see then how it changes some of this as well in the bands. And then, so I've got one click where I've done that. Oh, the other thing is also too, if you're going to be using the Exit Manager, you're going to also probably, would be a good idea, if you look down here and you go in Indicators, Bill Williams, down here Fractals. If you click on Fractals, you can leave it purple if you want, or whatever it is, and you can have it larger or not, it's up to you. And it's on all time frames. You click OK. It will put these arrows on and show you the high highs and low lows in relation to the trading as well. So that's another advantage. There is one more thing, So these are all part of, and if you've got the exit manager, it's there. If you don't, then it's part of the Angel bot, or applying the Ninja strategy. And then the other thing that we've had as well is, if we look in here, I'll go down. I've downloaded and I've got what's called an MN Show Profits Alerts. If I click on that, if I change this to true, if I go down here and change the white to black and go OK, down here it will put $1 and a pip amount, whether a negative or positive. And when you're actually in a trade with this currency, that will change and say $1 and the amount of pips in positive or negative. So here we go. Now what we need to do is we've set this up exactly what we need for at the moment for quickfire, and there may be other things, but we'll just at the moment let's do this, having all those things set up. And then what we do is we go save template, and let's call this the quickfire ninja template. So whatever you've put on there, it would save. So bang, let's go save. So now we've actually saved that as a template. We've layered and layered and layered the way we want it, and now it's up in a template. So let's go to this one here, which was basic. If we now want to put the quickfire onto there, we would go here, find the quickfire ninja template, click on that, and straight away it would apply all of the different components on there. We might need to put it on the M15, but that's basically it. Now we're ready. If we wanted to, we could actually make that larger, so we can actually see where the currency. So you can see this jump here. This is actually where the market's finished and where it started again at the new week. So this is from here, the new week on. So it's action. So yeah, so I think that's about it for the moment. And so the easy thing is, if you're back in here in the harmonic scanner and you see a trade with the right criteria, you can quickly go over here and put a buy or sell, and you can even do a stacking with that, because you can go down to M5 or the M1s if you need to, and that's sort of how the stacking gets done. But we'll do another video in relation to the pip sailor or stacking method, having a number of trades in. So all right, so I think that's around about it for the moment. So remember, we're the go-to how-to guys, and I'm Brian Knight. So here's a second in the series. The next one we might look at is setting up how we would set up a H1 plus, anything H1, H4, D1, all that sort of thing. All right then, thanks a lot for watching.